Hello friends, welcome to Choo-Choo's haw-lay. Recently I've been looking online trying to figure out something to do, not inspired, unmotivated. But anyway, today I was looking through some things and saw that, a lot of people say, well, there's a lot of people that say they don't have supplies or they don't have stuff that they can make. I'm pretty sure the whole reason why junk journals started was so that we could recycle and reuse a lot of the stuff that we're throwing in the trash and that is going into the landfill. So today I have some packaging that I've been saving, and we are going to go through and make a couple of things from the trash, the packaging. And we're going to take it from trash to treasure. So, first thing I want to talk about is I had started cutting these out before I was even going to do these videos, because I was going to make some tags out of them. And then, if I measured this right, we can also, one of these I thought I measured and you could get, maybe I'm thinking here. This one, you could get an ATC trading card. Yep, it's this one. Okay, so on one side it's blank, on one side it has writing, and it is kind of shiny. You can take sandpaper and knock this back if you wanted to start just putting something on top of this. But what I'm gonna do is I want to show you how you could do some on the jelly plate. If you don't have a jelly plate, I have seen the same technique done on a silicone mat. So that's up to you. And then I think Eddie from Eddie Makes Art, I think he actually has a video out that he put out a couple of days ago about doing prints on a silicone mat. And there's some other videos out there. It's, well, as you know, in YouTube world, you can probably find just about anything you're looking for. Okay, we're going to make first. So these are the items we're using. Today we're using a turkey snack bite. And what we're going to do is I want to get the same side from this one. I mean, the same part, so I can show you what it did. We're just going to cut this out, and then after we get these two sides, because there's several ways you can do this. So if you wanted, you could always just glue these back to back and start with it that way. But what I'm going to do for the first tag is I am going to go ahead and use this as the front side. So we'll decorate this, and then I'm going to glue some writing paper on the back so that there's a place to write. So this is going to be a tag. And right now we are measuring about 5 by 5 and I don't know, almost a half, but not quite. So we can't get 2 out of these, but we could make a fat short one. I think I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches. Or maybe 3 would make a better tag. Let's try 3. Okay, so we're going to do 2 tags at a time. Or I mean, we're going to make 2 tags out of this is what I meant. Now, you can glue these back to back and start making a well, let's just go ahead and do it since we're here. The whole point of me showing you guys this is on another live that I was on the other day, someone was talking about not having supplies, not having a jelly plate, not having some of the things that you see people using on YouTube. But when junk journaling was started, and again, I have only been doing junk journaling, what, maybe a year. But when it was started, it was all about using up and recycling and keeping things out of the landfill. So if this is going to be thrown away anyway, you don't have as much pressure to make sure you don't mess it up, because it was going to go to the trash. Does that make sense? All right, so we're going to let this sit a minute. I may have to trim it up some. And then we're going to start working on an ATC card. So where's the piece I said would be big enough? Yeah, we're going to make this into an ATC card, so I need 3.5 by 2.5. Oh, that we could do 2. Cut this. Okay, we have okay, now we're going to have 2 ATCs. Okay, let's work on the tag first. So now we have white on white. We are going to round the corners. And if you don't have a corner rounder, that's okay. You don't have to have a corner rounder. I will show you by how we do the top. Let me trim this up a little bit. I don't know if I'm in the camera. Okay, so I have a little card here that I made that I use to kind of help me when I'm oh, I almost made a mistake. Then we're going to take it over to flip it over. Is that the right side? Yeah. There, I must have ink on this card. It's getting all over the tag. Okay, so now we have our corners at the top. Starting to look more like a tag, right? And then you can use a hole punch. You can use, I happen to have this because I got it for Christmas. I I like the way those were not lined up. Okay, like I said earlier, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of something on this jelly plate. It's yellow ochre. I have yellow ochre. I don't know what made me pick up yellow ochre. There it is. And then what I was going to do is brayer off on some of these, and then we might be able to come back in with white gesso. Let's see, I have a few things here that we will try. Sorry guys, I should have been a little more prepared. Okay, I'm gonna put some unbleached titanium on here. Ooh, I keep wanting to put my hand on it. Okay, we're gonna lay this one on here. All right, let's see what we got here. And as far as stencils, you know, you don't have to go out and buy a bunch. Actually, I have a couple here that I had this little foam block, but you could also use a wood block. And glued some different things on here to use as a stamp. Okay, I don't think that one did anything. Maybe I needed to let the first set dry. So what we're gonna do is put this on the other side now. Then it's wanting to bow up a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit of Titan Green Pale on here. And this is mainly to show you the stamps. So do you see that? And that was a homemade stamp. Oh, that didn't even show the pattern, did it? Okay, so you get the gist of what I was talking about. There's all kinds of things you can do. Then you're using up and recycling, and it's not going to the landfill. And then you're at the end, you're gonna have some cool tags, and they were made from trash, or what was going to be trash. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and move on to the second round of this. So now we've cut out our box. We've got tags and HECs that need to be done. This would be the next step, is to start decorating. Now this, I used a napkin, but it does have gel print tissue paper. I did glue that on. I did this in another video a couple of days ago, the gel print, but it had to dry. And the same with this one. So I did go through and see if I had something that could kind of go with this. And this is what I came up with. I can't believe I just pulled all that up. I think I had it kind of like, I don't remember how I had it now. It doesn't seem to be wanting to go together. Okay, another thing to keep in mind is don't overthink and stress about it, because it's gonna come out good. You gotta have faith. Faith in the process. And enjoy the process. If you're not enjoying the process, then why are you doing it? And if you hear that music, that is not me. That is workers across the street. We live kind of like, I guess you would kind of call it a valley. And yeah, because it's in between kind of like two mountains. And everything on this street echoes. When you're yelling at your neighbors, just kidding. But when they're yelling at their animals, or if we're yelling at our animals or whatever, everything can be heard so well. Should have said yelling at my husband. Okay, I did have it laid out completely different, but the only reason I had this stuff picked out and ready and was trying to be ready is because I know these videos can get really long, especially if I start getting wrapped up in what I'm doing. I'll tell you, it's been a struggle this last 2 weeks. Unmotivated, uninspired, can't seem to get it together. Tammy Diane. I did not. I was going to ink everything on here and I did nothing. And I do think it looks better when it's inked. It looks finished. Or distressed or whatever they want to call it. Okay, so now I just need to get a string and we will have a tag complete. There's only one other thing I really wanted to do to this. It feels really thin, so I'm not sure what kind of paper. Is this big enough? I am really wanting to put a backing on it. So this is another great thing that you could use scraps for. So we can make this one a little thicker. Where'd it go? Yeah, I think I'll just glue it on and then trim it off. Might be the easiest way to do it. So I really wonder sometimes, I know it's probably because I'm becoming an old lady, but just wonder, I mean, my grandkids are really blessed. They have it, you know, 10 times better than I did when I was a child, and I think that's the way life is supposed to progress, right? You want the best for your family. I just hope they realize that most kids, this is where I was going with this. Not most kids, but there are a lot of kids in this world that have to live with really bad circumstances and that they don't get to do a lot of extra things in life. My whole point with this is the grandkids got to go on a trip to Japan, which my grandson was super excited about because he's taken Japanese in school. And ever since he's been in Japanese, he's really relating to the Asian culture and design. Like, he likes a lot of... Oh, what did I do? What am I doing? Scissors. About to mess that up. Okay, so basically what we just did is reinforced this tag, made it a little thicker, so... Oops. Just made that really crooked. Did not mean to. Okay, now we have a tag. It's still, that'll drive me nuts, even though I know I just told you not to. That's better. Okay, I do want to ink the edges. I wish I'd remembered the whole thing. And since this is two pieces of packaging together, I want to make sure that I get the edges real well. Actually, I wonder if it would look better if... Yeah, I think I'm going to round these. I really like the rounded corners. Okay, so there's one. Now, this tag could very well you could put more paint on it, you could put more design. I think what I'm going to try to do is just add a little bit more to it. And then we'll go ahead and decorate it so you can see. And as far as having distressed ink pads like this, you don't have to have that either, guys. You could do the same thing with a little bit of paint or marker, or just use your, oops, kind of did that one wrong, but that's okay. There are no tag police here. Now I kind of like the way those little top of the humps came out, so I think I might try to accidentally do that again, because that was definitely an accident. Yeah, that kind of worked out. All right, now what are we gonna decorate this with? And you can also cut things out of magazines. Like, you don't have to have wow, what does that 70s girl look like? I just wish she didn't have so much weight around. What do we want? Do you see why I found stuff to put on the other one before I got on camera? Because this is the part that always drives me crazy. She matches, even though she's little. Actually, I'm really kind of liking it just like that. I'm not sure if I want to muck it up. Let's see, what I could do is Is that a dead flower? I think it is a dead flower. I don't even know what I have in here. Gosh, I don't think I'm ready for this because I don't want to force myself to make a quick decision. Even though I do kind of like her on there. Let me see if I can figure out. Maybe what we should do instead of trying to put a person on there. Okay, definitely not ready for that. So, what we're going to do is, like I said earlier, should have just stuck with it. So now you see how we took packaging and made tags. Now we are going to play around a little bit with the ATCs. And I would really like for them to have a little bit more, I guess I should have put a little more paint on them. That's what I'm trying to get out. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure that I said was these little pieces that we have left from the little areas, these can always make great hidden paper clip, altered paper clips, whatever you want to call them. So I wouldn't get rid of the substantial pieces like this, because you never know what you could use them for. Another thing that I like to do, and my daughter goes along with it, is send packaging to her elementary kids, and they create stuff with it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, back to ATC. We are going to put a little more paint on here and see if we can't bring these ATCs up a notch or two. I really got to get some of my color in here too. It can't just be go without. Sorry, I'm digging stuff out. I wanted to try and see if I could get this to work. Looks like it worked. I didn't put enough. Well, I didn't want to overwhelm it with this color. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. They're starting to look a little more. I'm gonna have to do several times on this side, I think. Yeah, why is that? It's not. I may have to. I think I'm gonna have to put it back on this. Oh, that's another thing. I usually sand them down a little bit before. Do we have a? Is that big enough? No, it's not. Let's get rid of this so it doesn't mess me up. Okay, 3.5 by 2.5. Just gonna go ahead and put these together right now. Oh, what I was going to say earlier is I usually would take the time to put gesso on the plastic side first, or sand it down with a little sander. Sanding block, sorry. Ah, not working. Still not working. Might have to let it dry first. It's not wanting to work. All right, we're gonna do the same thing to this one, but first we're gonna get some more paint going. Okay, we're going to glue these together. Even it took better on this side. Did you see that? So it might have been that we just needed to be patient. I needed to be patient and add more layers. Oh, I did that, didn't I? Oh my gosh. Did it anyway. I don't know if there's enough glue on it. Oh well. More texture, right? I don't want to waste this paint. How did we get so crooked? Oh, maybe that's just the way it looks. Okay, it didn't get the sides. It's weird. Okay, if you don't succeed the first time, try again. That didn't pick up anything. What happened? Okay, I was going to try to get one of these done so that we could say we had completed a tag and an ATC card, but I think it's going to take several layers of paint. And I'm just thinking that might be boring for you if I sit here and all right, it's not quite the background I wanted, but we can still make something out of this. Just looking for things I have around me. Let me see if I had a try this. Maybe too close to the same color. A little bit there. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, now I think this is where the 70s girl needs to go. Gosh, I just wish she didn't have so much white around her. Does that bother anybody but me? It's a little better. Oh, that might help too. Except for I wasn't trying to turn her all teal. Still just a little too much. This card's still wet, still sticky, but I really wanted to try to get a tag and an ATC card done, so at least I could say I finished something. She needs something with her. What do we have right here? I don't think we have anything we can use. Nah. 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 Okay, there we go. We're going to have an ATC finished. Now what I have been doing, I'm really new to ATCs, but what I've been doing is putting my name and information on the back, and like if it was a swap, so that when whoever receives it, and if I have a binder with the ATCs that have been sent to me, so if they don't write on them, I usually try to write it so that I'll remember where I got it, who gave it to me. It's one thing about the art world. Okay, sweet and simple. Simple and sweet. So once it's dry, which it is not right now, we have an ATC card. This one's going to come out looking cool too. I'm going to... Where is the tag that we made? Okay, so we have 2 tags completed. I just need to put a ribbon at the top, and I'll do that. This one I'm still working on, but we're gonna count it as today. So if you made it this far, thanks for joining me, and until I do another video, until we see again, take care everybody. Hope you're having a great week. It is hump day. If you've been in any kind of slump like I have lately, I think the best thing to do is just try to go ahead and do something. Just start. Because once you start, you don't really want to stop. So, okay, that's all for me today. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. And I appreciate it. Have a wonderful week. Thanks. Bye.